Hey everyone, my name is Minotaur. How are you? So I will talk about Asian news as well as a couple of Japanese news I'd like to comment on. So Singapore is as hot as usual. I'm not sure how Japan is. I heard it's raining a bit, but so let's get to it. So today is 23rd of July, 2020, Thursday. Week goes pretty fast these days. So let's get to the Asian news. So as usual, I like to pull some news out of CNA, talking about China, U.S. Not sure how this is gonna go. Consulate closure, and I'm pretty sure China gonna fight back for to close some U.S. embassies in elsewhere. So I'd like to touch up on coronavirus today as well. 310 new COVID-19 cases in Singapore. So let's check out the WhatsApp data coming out every day from government. So 310 out of the 310 cases, six imported, seven in community, and the rest 297 from dormitories. So again, 297, quite a large number. I think it was 300 something yesterday as well. So it's been a quite high number in last few days or last few weeks. It has actually went down pretty low to about 100 at one point, but it has been increasing again as well. But cases in community seven, that's pretty controlled, and I think that's a good sign again. And within the community cases, three are Singaporeans, three work pass holders, and one work permit holder. Again, work pass, work permit. This is just a difference in visa. Work pass is someone who is working in a more professional, let's say, in the course of work, and work permit is something less professional, let's say, and and 98% are linked to known clusters. So we can say that many of the cases are tracked down pretty well. Now, in talking about cases in dormitories, probably in Japan, it's hard to imagine the life at dormitories. I mean, I don't either, with from my experience, but reading the news and everything, it seems that these dormitories are set up in a way where about 10 people lives in one room, so quite packed, which means that clusters can develop very quickly if one gets infected in that room. And these dormitories are not just 3 or 4 rooms, like there's hundreds of rooms in one dorm. So there are a number of dorms in Singapore, which was being built for those workers, immigrant workers from China, Bangladesh, and India, who is working in Singapore with a work permit. Many of them are working as construction workers and other, let's say, work that doesn't require so much professional skills like work passes. I'm not sure if that's the right differentiation of vocabulary. Please let me know if I need to fix that. So, and the government is trying to test all dormitories who had clusters, and for those everyone that lives in dormitories, and there's about 300,000 workers or immigrants who can be categorized as people who live in these dormitories. 300,000. So all of them has been continues to be tested, and I think government plans that they will finish testing everyone by August, I believe. So we would still expect these high numbers in the hundreds until then. Hopefully, it will come down soon. So we'll be monitoring that in the course of next few weeks. So the second thing I would like to touch up on is good news. So Singapore has announced a what do you call it, a campaign in tourism to revive the domestic tourism in Singapore, because usually, so Singapore is a very small area. It's about the size of the what do you call it? 23. I can't remember that word. 23 23 ward in Tokyo. It's a little bit larger, just a little bit larger, about 100 kilometers square meters in size. So it's not big. So that's why there's not a number that government can provide us in terms of how much did Singaporeans spend domestically in Singapore tours or Singapore tourism areas. But it is known that Singaporean has used a lot of money. I don't have the right number right now. Overseas, so they want the Singaporeans and like us residents to use that money that they had been spending overseas in Singapore. So this 45 million is actually a different scheme than what you have seen in Go to Travel in Japan, which in Japan is a subsidy. So they are actually providing money for each travel packages that one can use. But for this 45 million, it says to be that it is used for marketing and promoting Singaporeans and residents in Singapore to go to restaurants, go to hotels, go to any touristic places in Singapore as a rediscovery activity, right? So it's not going to be a subsidy. It's too little for a subsidy. It's a campaign is for about 9 months. This 45 million will be used. So I can imagine that there, maybe commercials will be used with this money, maybe on YouTube or any promotion that government may create and the tourism board may conduct. And we are already seeing hotels providing promotions, discount promotions, restaurants with the similar type of promotions, and some of the touristic area in a similar way. So what does that mean? Why? I mean, it's promotion itself. Why can't hotels do that anyway? If they want to, reactivate the tourism, that has plunged. So far, you're not supposed to promote Singaporeans or people like us to go out, have fun, go to hotels, because so far it has been locked down. We're not supposed to go out as much as you need. So right now you can go out to restaurants. You need to have safety measures when you go out, but it's really hard for these hotels and restaurants to promote for people to come out, because that's what the government has told us not to do. So this 45 million, it's trying to revive that, trying to change that mindset again with safety measures, but and trying to, have us use money again at these tours, because it's not sustainable. Why now? Because we have seen the numbers has came out in Singapore. GDP is down, more than we thought. So it's really time to start spending money, or these tourism is not going to be sustained. Yes, the government has to use a lot of money, about 100 billion Singaporean dollars for subsidies and to support and retain workers in tourism and in every sector. But it's not enough. People has to start spending money, and this is a start. The campaign will go in about 9 months. Not everything has been, let's say, started, but we are already seeing hotels being booked out for those, hotels providing these packages, this kind of packages, including Marina Bay Sands, Sentosa Island, Raffles Hotel, and there's about, I think, 80 or maybe, I think, 34, 35 hotels has been approved, and there's more to come, I believe, and there's more promotions packages to be announced, so that we can start traveling domestically and spending money and having fun, right? So I think it's a very good, exciting promotion that they have started. I actually personally haven't traveled much in Singapore, although it's only a size of 23 ward in Tokyo. So if I have a chance, I would also like to take the opportunity to explore. For me, it's not rediscovery; it's first time exploring Singapore. So let's wait for that. So second thing is it is about two Japanese news that I saw just recently, and I would rather not talk about so much of Japanese news because this is intended to be focused to oversee Asian news. But given my experience overseas, living and working and in finance, I also like to touch up on what Japan and Japanese traditional companies needs to take in terms of actions for those companies to be sustainable. I saw a news article about Mitsubishi Heavy Industry, which is a very traditional Japanese corporate manufacturing who are leaders in the sector globally, right? And given they have a lot of manufacturing businesses in the airline industry and shipping, providing parts to airplanes, and obviously that business is going down this year because of new aircrafts are probably being delayed in terms of delivery. So they are trying to internally transfer 2,000 employees to other parts of the company. But that's a lot of people, right? Is that is that the right strategy in this time of Corona? Yes, there are a few hundreds of thousands of people, employees have already been, let's say, so-called you know, I'm not sure what the good word is in English. I'll look it up later. Uh, you are told not to work, but you still be paid about 60% ish of the wages that you were paid before for a certain amount of time because you can't move, you can't we don't need those people to work in the factories mainly because you're not producing as much, but you're still employed. That can go for a certain time of period. But if the business or operation has changed substantially, like now, you need to start thinking about measures, right? And I'm very interested to understand which other sectors in Mitsubishi Heavy that has higher operation rate. That's what they said in the press, or that was actually reported in the press. So I'm very interested to see that. Or maybe it's actually a time to do restructuring as a hard choice. Second, another Mitsubishi name, Mitsubishi UFJ Morgan Stanley Securities and Mitsubishi UFJ PB Securities has decided to merge and focus on the wealth business. So they had that business before. Combining them, it's going to be about 600 people, and in 2 years' time, they are planning to increase to 1,600 people. So about 1,000 plus, right? Where are they going to bring that 1,000? Are they going to hire from externally? I think not. MEFG as a whole is a big group. And for Mitsubishi UFJ Security, they only have looked it up on Google, 5,400 people in total, right? Are they going to bring 1,000 from 5,400? Some, but probably not all. I believe they're going to bring a lot of people from MEFG Bank. According to the website, it has about over 30,000 employees. I think that's Japanese employees. I'm not sure if that's global or just domestic, but let's say 30,000 employees that you can move. Yes, there are a lot of branches in Japan who focuses on wealth management anyway, in the bank side, I believe, financial planners. So for those people who are working already in that business, yes, it probably makes sense for them to move from those branches, because they are closing down branches, right? To move to these wealth business in other subsidiaries. That makes sense, but I don't think all 1,000 is going to be coming from that source. I'm pretty sure that there will be a lot of people from the, let's say, wholesale business employees that will be transferred to this, what do you call it, a retail business. Is that the right choice? Because is that the right thing for the employees? You've been doing wholesale business for a while, several years. You suddenly get transferred to a retail business. I'm not sure that's sustainable either. I was going to talk about something a little bit more shadowy and depressing, but I will save that for next time because that's a long story to tell, and I'd rather not talk about it on this video. And I'll try to cover that in another video when the time is right, because I have some friends who had experienced a similar situation. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. And I believe that, so I didn't say my views at the end. So I believe that, these transferring people should stop. We should have, in Japan, Japanese companies should implement more strategic measures in terms of hiring people and moving people to be sustainable. Okay? So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.